Today is the start of something absolutely insane. Behind me is a 1979 Porsche 911. It doesn't have a motor, it doesn't have a trans, and when we're done with it, it's not even going to sound like one anymore. We're not only going to be doing a full nut and bolt restoration on this thing and documenting the whole process, but we're also going to be Tesla swapping it. In that crate, there is an $81,000 conversion kit that has everything you need to make a 911 electric. Now, I know this build is going to have a lot of mixed emotions. Some people are going to like it and love it, and others are going to hate it. But before you beat me down, let me try to explain on why we're electrifying this 911. This is a 1979 911 SC, which makes it a really interesting candidate for an electric swap. It's old enough to be raw and mechanical, but modern enough in terms of chassis strength and suspension design that we can make it work safely and reliably. And honestly, the biggest reason this car makes sense for an EV swap is that it showed up with no engine, no transmission. So we're not pulling out matching numbers drivetrain. Nothing original is being destroyed here. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, the $81,000 conversion kit. Now, this premium conversion kit from Tremec Electric GT is engineered and designed specifically to fit and power Porsche 911s, 912, and 964s. And it is designed for a non-destructive plug-and-play installation. That means no cutting up, no modifications, and if this customer ever did want to go back to an original flat 6 engine, he has the option to. Now, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the condition of the vehicle, because in theory, we could just install the electric kit and drive this thing. This thing is not in bad shape. The paint isn't a perfect paint job by any means. It's got minor imperfections here and there. There is paint lifting, but it's there. The suspension as well. It's got everything to make this thing drivable. However, this customer wants to go all in, do a restoration on this thing, do it correctly, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Now, if I'm being quite honest, this is the deepest we've ever dove into a classic 911, yet alone an electric swap. We've done a handful and numerous amounts of LS swaps, engine swaps, modifications on other vehicles, but this is gonna be my first electric swap. There is gonna be hiccups, there is gonna be issues, there's gonna be a ton of things to learn, but it's not gonna be impossible. With that being said, let's dive into this thing and show you exactly what we're dealing with. At some point, this thing was getting the love and attention and honestly deserves. Somebody was trying to put this thing back on the road. They have disassembled several systems and components and parts and just laid a puzzle out for me to try to figure out and put back together. The paint is not in bad shape. This is probably the worst part. We have some paint peeling. But aside from that, the rest of the vehicle, paint-wise, is honestly not bad. There's no signs of corrosion or rust from what I can see. This thing is getting media blasted. It is getting fully disassembled and blasted, so we'll know exactly what we're dealing with once that time comes around. The interior has seen better days. We have multiple pieces missing. We have door panels missing, the carpet is missing, ignition switches and the light switches are non-existent. Seals that are missing as well. The rear seat is also missing, and I'm sure there's several nuts, bolts, and screws that we have no idea where they're at, where they're going. We're gonna have to source those out. The engine compartment area, most of the systems for the previous engine are here, such as the oil tank, which we're not gonna use anymore, the fuel system, we're not gonna use anymore, and the harness for the engine. I'm not sure we're gonna be using that or not to send some kind of signal to the electric components on the EV swap, but that's a rotocross down the line. But most of it is here. Let's put this thing in the air. I'll show you underneath and kind of what we're dealing with on the underside. right, so let's talk about the underneath. Obviously the engine and transmission is gone, but most of it is there. Although it may look old and worn, it's honestly just dirt and grime over 47 years worth of use. The ice blasting that we're gonna do on this thing will take care of most of this stuff. Maybe some parts will need just to be cleaned and not necessarily replaced. Now, of course, if there is worn bushings or worn struts, which I'm sure they are, they will get replaced. But if we can clean it with the ice blasting, we're gonna go that route. Not everything has to be 100% replaced. If it's cleanable, still in good condition, nothing's bent or worn on the component, we're gonna reuse it. Now with the introduction of the whole build out of the way, if this interests you any at all, feel free to subscribe, feel free to tune in. And if this build doesn't sit right with you, that's okay. Let me know in the comments section how you really feel.